Have you ever gotten out of bed in the morning and just felt stiff? Like your knees forgot how to bend, your fingers move a little slower, or your back says no thanks before you even ask it to stretch? Maybe some days, it's just a dull ache. Other times, it feels like your joints have gone to war overnight. And the thing is, you didn't do anything out of the ordinary. You just slept, woke up, and now everything feels inflamed and tight. That, right there, is something so many people over 60 experience, and it often has to do with silent inflammation, something that creeps in quietly and settles into your joints, your muscles, and sometimes even your mood. But here's the hopeful part: a big part of this kind of inflammation isn't just about age. It's about what you're feeding your body. See, food isn't just fuel. It's information. Every bite you take sends a message to your body, either to calm things down or to flare things up. And the beautiful thing is, when you start choosing foods that help your body cool inflammation, you don't just feel better, you move better, sleep better, and you wake up without dreading that first step onto the floor. So in this video, we're talking about something that can truly change how your body feels every single day: the best anti-inflammatory foods you should be eating regularly, especially after 60. These aren't exotic or hard to find. They're simple, wholesome, and they work with your body, not against it. Let's start with a favorite that's easy to enjoy any time of day: berries. Blueberries, strawberries, raspberries, they may be small, but don't let that fool you. These little gems are packed with antioxidants, especially something called anthocyanins. That's just a fancy name for the natural compounds that give berries their bright color and help your body fight inflammation at the cellular level. Imagine that. You're having a bowl of berries with your morning oatmeal, and those tiny bites are actually calming down the irritation in your joints. They're helping reduce the stiffness in your fingers, the pressure in your knees, even the brain fog that sometimes sneaks in with age. I knew a gentleman named Arthur. He was 72 and had arthritis in both hands. He used to tell me how hard it was just to button his shirt in the morning. Then his daughter started making him berry smoothies every morning: frozen blueberries, a bit of Greek yogurt, and some ground flaxseed. After a few weeks, he said his hands still made a little noise, but they moved better. "I feel oiled up," he joked one day. That's the power of small, consistent choices. And speaking of flaxseed, that brings me to the next quiet hero in the anti-inflammatory family: omega-3 fats. Now, before your eyes glaze over at the word fat, let me reassure you, not all fats are bad. In fact, omega-3 fats are one of the best things you can give your joints, your heart, and your brain. They help reduce inflammation from the inside out. And the best source? Fatty fish like salmon, sardines, or mackerel. I know, not everyone loves fish. Some say it smells too strong, others don't like the texture. But here's a trick: try baking salmon with a bit of lemon, olive oil, and fresh herbs. Or even better, make it into a patty, like a salmon burger, and serve it with some fresh greens. You'd be amazed at how good it can taste when it's not just plain on a plate. And if fish truly isn't for you, there are alternatives. Ground flaxseed or chia seed stirred into oatmeal or yogurt work beautifully. Walnuts are another wonderful source. You can even find plant-based omega-3 supplements now. The point is, these fats are like peacekeepers inside your body. They quiet the inflammation before it can spread. Another favorite, especially for anyone who enjoys cooking, is extra virgin olive oil. It's not just a cooking ingredient, it's a health booster in disguise. Rich in a compound called oleocanthal, olive oil acts like a natural anti-inflammatory, similar to ibuprofen, but without the side effects. A drizzle over steamed vegetables. A splash into a soup. Mixed into a homemade salad dressing with lemon juice and garlic. Olive oil makes everything taste better, and it's kind to your joints while doing it. I once met a woman named Maria who was 78 and sharp as a tack. She told me her secret to aging well was olive oil, good shoes, and laughter. She had a salad every day, leafy greens, a handful of beans, and a generous pour of olive oil. "It keeps my knees and my spirit moving," she said. It's those small, everyday habits that create lasting change. And when it comes to your body, especially past 60, consistency is more powerful than perfection. Now, we've touched on berries, omega-3s, and olive oil. Each one offers a different type of support, but they all work toward the same goal, reducing inflammation and helping your body feel more flexible, more energetic, and less bogged down by pain or stiffness. That's the magic of anti-inflammatory foods. They don't shout. They don't promise overnight miracles. But when you invite them into your day, again and again, they start rewriting how your body responds to aging. And the beautiful part is, you don't need to go on a restrictive diet or give up everything you love. You just start by adding in more of what your body does love, foods that speak gently to your joints, your heart, your mind. We're not trying to turn back time. We're trying to feel our best right now, in this moment, with the body we have today. And that's more than enough. Now that we've covered a few of the foundational foods that fight inflammation from within. If you're still watching and feel that these insights are meaningful, please type number 2 in the comments to let me know you're still with me. And if you haven't subscribed yet, I warmly invite you to do so, and don't forget to turn on the bell, so you won't miss any of our upcoming videos designed to uplift, inform, and inspire. Your support truly means a lot. It's what keeps us going and allows us to continue sharing thoughtful, helpful content just for you. Now, let's continue this journey together. Let's talk about something that often gets overlooked, even though it's probably sitting right in your fridge: leafy greens. Spinach, kale, collard greens, even good old-fashioned lettuce, these are like nature's medicine for your joints and immune system. They're rich in vitamins like A, C, and K, and packed with antioxidants and fiber that help reduce inflammation naturally. But here's the real magic: they also contain compounds that protect your cells from damage and support your bones, which is so important as we get older. I remember chatting with a woman named Linda. She was 68, and she told me how her doctor encouraged her to start eating more greens, not just for her blood pressure, but for her joint health too. At first, she said she wasn't sure what to do with kale. Do I eat it raw? Boil it? What is this stuff? She laughed. But once she learned to sauté it with garlic and a little olive oil, she became hooked. And after a couple of months, she said her morning stiffness wasn't nearly as bad. It didn't disappear, but it improved enough for her to go back to gardening without dreading the bending. And here's a little secret: you don't need a salad every day to get your greens in. You can blend spinach into a smoothie, toss arugula onto your sandwich, or even stir chopped kale into a soup. The goal isn't to be perfect, it's just to be consistent. Speaking of things that sneak into your meals easily, let's talk about turmeric. Now, if you're not familiar with turmeric, it's a bright yellow-orange spice that's been used for centuries in traditional medicine, especially in India. Its active ingredient, curcumin, is a powerhouse anti-inflammatory. In fact, some studies have shown that it works almost as well as certain over-the-counter medications, but without the harsh side effects on your stomach or kidneys. You can find turmeric in powder form at just about any grocery store, and it's so easy to add into your day. A pinch in your morning eggs. A sprinkle into your rice or roasted vegetables. Or my favorite, a warm turmeric tea with honey and a bit of black pepper. The pepper actually helps your body absorb the curcumin better. It's soothing, comforting, and does more for your joints than you'd expect from something so simple. There's something really grounding about sipping something warm and knowing it's doing something kind for your body. It's a small ritual, but one that carries a lot of meaning, especially when your joints are begging for a break. Now, before we move on, I want to take a moment to talk about something you probably already eat, but maybe didn't realize was a quiet superstar: beans. Kidney beans, black beans, lentils, chickpeas, these little guys are like nutrition gold mines. They're high in fiber, full of protein, and they help regulate your blood sugar, something that's surprisingly important when it comes to inflammation. See, when our blood sugar spikes up and crashes down, it puts stress on the body, and that stress can lead to more inflammation. But the fiber in beans helps slow things down, keeping your energy more stable and your joints more comfortable. Plus, beans are full of magnesium, which helps keep muscles and nerves relaxed and functioning properly. I had a neighbor named Joe, retired carpenter, tough guy, always moving. But by the time he hit 70, his knees were giving him grief. His wife started making chili once a week, packed with black beans and lentils. A few months later, he told me, "You know what? I don't know if it's the beans or the love she puts in him, but I'm moving easier these days." Maybe it was both. That's the thing about food, it's more than just nutrients and calories. It's connection, comfort, and care. And when you start choosing foods that work with your body, instead of against it, something starts to shift. You start to trust your body again. You stop bracing yourself every time you stand up from the couch. So far, we've looked at berries, omega-3s, olive oil, leafy greens, turmeric, and beans. What do they all have in common? They're all from nature. Nothing complicated. Nothing you need to buy from a supplement store or order online. Just real, wholesome ingredients that love your joints as much as you love your morning cup of tea. And here's something else they have in common: they're delicious. Eating for your health doesn't have to feel like punishment. It doesn't mean giving up every indulgence or living on bland meals. It's about flavor, variety, and joy. Because food should feel good in your body and on your plate. You don't need to change everything overnight. Maybe tomorrow, you add some berries to your breakfast. Maybe this weekend, you try cooking lentils for the first time. Maybe next week, you pick up a bunch of spinach and find a new recipe that makes you smile. What matters most is that you start, because your joints will thank you. Your energy will thank you. And honestly, your whole body will respond when you feed it with love. Let's keep going, because there's still one more food that deserves the spotlight. And that final food I want to shine a light on is one that's so simple, so familiar, and yet often underestimated. It's green tea. Now I know, green tea isn't a food in the way we normally think about it, but hear me out, because this one tiny habit can make a world of difference for how your body feels, especially if joint pain or stiffness is something you've been living with. Green tea is rich in compounds called catechins, especially one called EGCG. Again, we don't need to memorize the science here, but what matters is this: these compounds have been shown to help reduce inflammation and protect your joints from damage. They also support your metabolism, help keep your brain sharp, and even give your immune system a little boost. And the best part? It's easy. Brew a cup in the morning or in the afternoon instead of that second coffee. You can enjoy it warm with lemon or cooled over ice on a hot day. It's one of those gentle habits that starts paying off with consistency. I once met a retired schoolteacher named Robert, 74 years old, who started drinking green tea every morning after reading about it in a magazine at his doctor's office. He'd sit by the window, sip his tea slowly, and take a few deep breaths to start the day. He called it his anti-arthritis ritual. And after a while, he said his hands didn't feel quite as swollen in the morning, and his knees didn't groan so much when he stood up. Sometimes, it's not just what we're drinking, it's how we're doing it. Slowing down. Being intentional. Choosing what supports us, instead of what stresses us. Now, let's take a moment and look at everything we've covered. These 6 foods, berries, fatty fish or omega-3s, olive oil, leafy greens, turmeric, and green tea, are all powerful in their own way. But they don't work in isolation. The real magic happens when they become part of your daily rhythm, woven into the meals and moments that make up your life. Maybe you enjoy berries and flax in the morning. A spinach salad with olive oil and beans at lunch. A warm turmeric tea in the afternoon, and salmon with roasted vegetables for dinner. And perhaps you end your day with a quiet cup of green tea, letting your body thank you for the kindness you've shown it. And you know, this isn't just about easing joint pain or fighting inflammation. It's about staying independent. Being able to go for a walk, carry groceries, play with grandkids, or just move through your home without fear of falling or aching with every step. It's about quality of life. The older we get, the more we realize that feeling good isn't something to take for granted. It's something we have to nurture. But here's the beautiful part: you don't need to do it perfectly. You just need to do it intentionally. Every small choice counts. Now, I know it can feel overwhelming sometimes. Maybe your joints already hurt. Maybe you've tried a dozen diets before. Maybe you think, I'm too old to start changing things now. But I promise you, your body is always listening, always responding. And it's never too late to give it something better. Even small steps create real momentum. Swap that sugary cereal for oats with blueberries. Choose olive oil instead of margarine. Add a handful of spinach to your soup. It's not about overhauling everything, it's about nudging your habits in the right direction. And here's something else to remember: food isn't the only part of the equation. Sleep, stress, movement, even laughter, yes, laughter, all play a role in how your body manages inflammation. But food is the part you control every single day. It's the most direct way you can care for yourself from the inside out. So if your knees ache, if your hands feel stiff, if your body has been sending you little whispers or maybe loud complaints, don't ignore them. Listen. And respond with compassion. Not punishment. Not guilt. Just care. Your body isn't broken. It's just asking for help. And the foods you choose can be a powerful way to offer that help, one bite, one meal, one day at a time. If any of this resonated with you, I'd love to hear about it. Have you tried any of these foods before? Did they make a difference for you? Drop a comment below. I read every one. And if you know someone who's also struggling with joint pain or stiffness, share this video with them. You never know how much one conversation can change someone's life. And hey, if you found this helpful, don't forget to give it a thumbs up and subscribe for more tips on living your best, healthiest life at any age. We've got more gentle wisdom, practical advice, and feel-good ideas coming your way. Remember, aging doesn't mean declining. It means evolving. And with the right choices, your 60s, 70s, and even 80s can be full of strength, movement, and joy. Here's to feeling good in your body and living with energy, purpose, and grace. At any age. Take care of yourself, you deserve it.